Well, hello there. We're live.
Holy.
You guys thought you lost us, but no, we lost you.
We're back.
But Oliver...
We're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's a hot one today.
All right, we got Oliver in the house. This is Jacob. We got Beth doing the tech, reset the whole thing, which is awesome. Sarah does the graphics. She sets up the tables, and she's going to be the concierge tonight. And I am Michelle. You can't see me right now. Maybe you'll see me later.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Second time going live tonight. And we are here to make a ridiculous one-of-a-kind session of ice cream bowls / animal bowls.
I know. See, what happened is we made these awesome, amazing animal bowls. And is the paw print out to show them the paw print?
The paw print is out and available, and there's no bubble in this.
And
Question mark?
No bubble in it.
Heard?
when we saw all the finished bowls and photographed them for the show, we kind of said, ooh, ice cream.
Yeah, take a quick look here, folks. This is all made and designed for this live show here tonight. And tonight we're offering a little bit of what we've done in previous shows, back in maybe the 200s or so, where we're going to put up multiple of each item on the website. So when this goes live at 6:30, the first person by time zone and time to purchase each one on the table will get the one on the table. Any extra purchases, because we know people are going to be want to be buying sets of 2, will be made, and you can buy 2 of the same bowl, but anything after the first bowl that's gone will be a recreation that we'll be making tomorrow and the next day, depending on order volume, and you'll get it going down the line as they were ordered. And let us know if you have questions about that. But
Right? So does that make sense? The first person gets the bowl on the table, the second person. Or like even if you buy 2, you could buy 2 because you want water and food bowl and you want matching. So that's why we did multiple sets, so that if you want to get them, or you have 2 cats or 3 chihuahuas, you can purchase multiples.
if anybody has 3 chihuahuas out there,
So people have 3 chihuahuas.
congratulations. Do you want to break down the color pattern that you just put together?
I'll break it down. So we're kind of basing these off of ice cream titles is what we're doing here today. Michelle was so kind to go and pick out some ice creams that we're going to be munching on throughout the show. The first one that we saw was called Wolverine Tracks. It's a U of M themed version of one of my favorites, which is Moose Tracks. And even though it's U of M themed, this one is not blue and yellow, blue and gold.
Thank goodness.
We're kind of going off of, for this one, what's inside the ice cream, which is chocolate, which is vanilla, which is deliciousness. So we broke out the powders, we Van Gogh them up, but we have a beautiful white on there, and then we have a lot of different sizes of gold brown on there as well, and it's going to look swirled up, it's going to look chocolatey, caramely. There's going to be a lot of cool gradation between the browns and the whites.
So you're saying that we're not judging this ice cream by the title on the pint.
For this one,
We're
some of
judging it by
them
the
we
contents of
are.
its cream, hello?
This one is the Wolverine Tracks are peanut butter. I don't know if Moose Tracks are peanut butter or if they're fudge. So these are
Moose
peanut-
Tracks has
Okay,
Beautiful.
These have
Has peanut butter.
Peanut butter cup stuff mixed in.
Poser.
A lot of people logged on watching today.
Ooh, tell us who's on the show.
We've got Angel. He says, hello, have a great show. Marianne says, hey, you awesome people. Love you from Maine.
One hose.
What up, Marianne?
Thank you.
Tabea says, hi from Dearborn Brewing.
Represent.
Hello, Tabea. Mary says, I was worried, checking in from Sparkle, Hudsonville, Michigan. Marianne says she loves your knees, Jake.
My what?
Your knees.
My knees?
Your knees.
Are they exposed? Oh. I do got a
Oh,
little
there
dirt
they
down
are.
here.
Look at them.
We got all kinds of these showing
They're
today.
looking right at me.
Dan says, hi, watching and shared from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Nova
Nice.
Scotia.
Frank says hello from Southern California.
I'm not doing anything interesting over here if you want to highlight Bash.
Hello. Carol says hello from Sarnia, watching on both Facebook and YouTube. Annette says hi everyone from Chicago. Pat says evening from Shelby Township. Judy says hi everyone from New York. Roland is watching. Hello, Roland.
What up, Roland?
We got it rolling.
Yo.
And yes, Roland, Jake
Pam
is
says,
still,
what's up?
I was going to say, Jake is still looking at that WOW contract.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Pam says hi
Thank
from
you.
Fall River, Massachusetts. Vicky's here from Seattle. Hannah says hi from Sweden. Just got in the mail today that my first package is here. Can't wait to get it at my post office.
Hannah,
Sick.
we were
Amazing.
wondering. Sarah is looking at, Robin's off for the summer, so we are looking at shipping that sheep to you, and she's going to have an answer. I think you guys are playing email tag, but as soon as she finds out a price, and she said maybe she'll get her box today, and you did.
Mary says, is Hudsonville ice cream available over there in East Michigan?
That's only available in Hudsonville.
Really?
It's exclusive to, once you step out of the city limits of Hudsonville, it's illegal to have it in your possession.
Oh,
That's tough.
They'll arrest you.
Very tough. Watch out.
I don't know if
We're going to go
believe
for a
all of
punny
it.
here, but you're starting to see some of that iridescent brown, which has been encased in clear, so it's not going to be metallic. But Oliver has 3 different colors swirled in each one of these vortexes.
That's like the perfect ice
You want a
cream.
punny or do you want a foot?
I was going to go for a punny, but do you think we should just girth it up a little bit?
I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah, I think we should. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is the members piece.
It is the members piece. All right, let's put a fancy, sweet, super baller golden foot on it.
Golden foot? Yeah,
We'll do
yeah.
a Venetian style, so it's kind of a pedestal foot, so you're eating your ice cream like royalty.
That could be cool.
Or your dog's eating its chow like royalty. Isn't
You
that what
want-
it's called or something?
You want iris gold or gold brown?
Let's go with the iris gold. It just feels a little classier to me, where the gold brown is a little bit more like evil royalty. Yeah.
That's some people.
I guess, man.
Yeah, well, this one's for the good guys. This is going to be a members piece, folks. If you didn't know what that means that we have an abundance of subscribed members at 2 different tiers, and we love and appreciate all you. Your names are represented at the end of the show. And for those members, they get first opportunity to purchase the first piece of the show. And so that's an exclusive opportunity, an exclusive item, and this is going to be the first ice cream / dog food bowl made on the live show, and it's got to be 2, maybe 3 years. This isn't really a product that we make frequently. But the
But
people
since
were
many
asking.
of us have dogs, Oliver has a dog, Sarah has a dog, Bess has a cat. She
Matt's
has
got 2
cats.
dogs.
I have 2 giant
2 cats.
Yeah, 2 cats.
Your
Jake has
cats
1
essentially
cat.
count as dogs in
Yeah,
my mind.
pretty much.
I've changed the plan slightly because I
We
think this
have a
is going to look
dog.
amazing if we go like this. On
Remember,
there.
tonight's show is an hour and a half. We're gonna.
Why is it an hour and a half?
Because the camera does not last 2 hours.
What about our brains and bodies?
We don't listen, Jake. That's not what's being
Ooh.
considered here. This is all for the phone.
It's heating up as we speak. That's
It's going to be a sweaty one.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
Oliver's pendant's actually sweating over here. It's
Yeah,
so
I'm-
hot
I'm
that the
just-
glass is sweating into his shirt. It's incredible. Let me come over and show you guys, not too close because we don't want to explode the camera, but this foot went on really crisp on the bottom. It's solid. This is something nice for, we were definitely thinking, look at the color, how it's changed so far on the body.
I can zoom in like you're standing right next to me.
We've definitely been thinking about and trying to respect your animals' sloppy eating styles.
Who are you saying sloppy eating
Listen, I
style?
want you to know Nymphadora is a very, very neat eater.
I was
Meat
gonna-
eater?
Yes, she cleans up after herself. If she flings something on the floor, she also eats that too.
Well, you got one of the good ones, Bess, or did you train her to be that good?
No, meanwhile, Phil is a hot mess.
So it's just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Otis eats all his food in half a second, and then when he's done, he flips the bowl over.
No
Looking for
way.
more?
Yeah, he's figured out how to, like, not to ask for more, he just likes it. It's a stainless steel bowl that he has, and I think that he can see himself in the bottom of it, and that's a dog that he can play with. So then he stomps on it a little bit with his foot, flips the bowl over, and then the silicone sides up, and he just leaves it alone.
That's adorable.
So you're saying you're not going to be bringing home a glass bowl for your puppy?
I could trust my fiance Kayla with a fancy bowl. I could not personally trust my animals yet. But you know, Otis is, he's like 7 months old. So he has room to grow.
This is true.
If you guys have animals, put it in the chat what you have. I want to hear.
Yeah, who's got the most amount of animals at home?
I saw today a doodle mixed with, I have to think, a terrier. That was a new one.
Interesting.
Yeah. That doodle dog's getting mixed with everything.
I'd also love to know if people were interested in a lot of these bowls. We'll go over the table in a little bit more detail in a minute, but a lot of these bowls are on the smaller side for the smaller dogs, and we've heard that larger animals are a little rowdier with their feeding bowls, so maybe people wouldn't be interested in a glass handmade bowl for their feline or large dog situation. But if you did, and someone was interested in getting a large bowl, we wouldn't mind making a bigger bowl on tonight's show. So put that in the chat, and Bess, if you see the people calling for large dog bowls, we might have to do it.
And you know what else Lucy reminded me?
Thank
The
you.
pet bowls, dogs are not supposed to drink out of
Irish
plastic
slipper.
bowls
Kind of
because
thick.
it's not good for like their chin and their lips hitting the plastic. So glass is particularly suited for animals.
They're also supposed to have a nice wide bowl for whisker fatigue.
That's
oh,
right.
yeah, I do remember you saying that
You say
for
whisker
Etta.
fatigue?
Yes, that's what it's called because
That's how they-
the tips of their whiskers
Yeah.
are so sensitive.
Yeah.
That's how they know
They get
their
all
size.
raw and they get pink on the tips. They start glowing.
Could you show me that thing that
that
you just
toothpick?
did? Their
This is like, oh. No, that's perfect.
whisker fatigue.
So I want to get one of these bowls because my cats, so they have a fountain. They drink out of the fountain. They also like to drink when the tub drips water, but my cat's favorite place to drink is out of their fancy people water mug.
Oh, yes.
I messed up one time and I was doing something and I put a glass of water on the floor and they assumed it was for them and it was no longer my cup. And now I have to regularly keep a big mug of water on the floor of my living room in a corner because that is their fancy people water. And they can have their fountain going all day long, but they will sit there if the mug is empty and stare at me and scream at me until I fill up their fancy people water.
Is that a Glass Academy mug?
It's not. It should be, but it's just like a giant, giant mug.
Yeah, less refilling.
All right, Roland is on the show, and he said show 313 is incredible. He's having a blast doing the edits, and he's going to have a great simplified show to let us know about.
Yes, excited to see that one.
If you have some time,
That was
and
a
you
fun
just-
show.
Yeah, you want some background information, you just watch YouTube, go to the live tab or the video tab, and you can download all our shows.
So we haven't really just been introduced to the show and talked about animals and all that goodness. We haven't talked about very much tech at all, except for Oliver breaking down the color pattern. But one thing I'll say right off the bat is that making low bowls within the glass community and, you know, maybe through the community we have here and the very few that we've done on the show, it's a really difficult shape to handle. It's because, in my mind, it's because your heat line has to be so precise and everything has to be so symmetrical. In order to get this opened all the way to the bottom, which I got a really strange shape right off the bat anyway.
So one of these shows, you got to do the parchofis.
Good. Yeah, I do. In
because-
order to get this low here, I have to heat up deeper into the piece down here. But then I'm heating up this edge and it's creeping into the foot and then it's heating up the punny. And so then everything's flopping around and moving the way that you don't want it to be moving. And then by the time you get that heat down to the bottom, the lip is the thinnest part. So the lip wants to shrink or move to side or fold on itself. And so there's a very important timing that needs to happen in order to get these low bowls successfully completed. Michelle's right. It is typically on there real light. Beneficial to be using parchofis. However, I grew up never using parchofis. So I'm not a parchofi guy, and we did just get a pair of them. I'm excited to try them out, and I do hear they're a lot easier because it's a rounded two dowels of wood that you can go in there and they're soaked in water, and you're not getting tweezer or jack marks in there. It's not cooling the glass down where you're touching it. It allows for a little more.
Fred used to use a paddle, like a goblet paddle, the narrow ones, and he'd stick a flat paddle in there and open them up.
One sec.
Color patterns looking amazing.
Mary says, how hot is it in the hot shop today?
Hot.
It's hot.
Hot.
We purposely hid the thermometer because it's a gradual thing. You heat up, you heat up, you heat up, and then you go home.
And I actually took a sauna this morning at the gym. So this is my double sweat.
All impurities are leaving your body.
Yeah.
I sweat out on the golf course today, so.
Oh,
I
no
know.
doubt.
God, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, Bess was tearing it up on the course. She said she had a 315-yard drive. No, that was her husband.
What?
But I have no doubt that Bess can rip the ball out there.
I was a little struggling today. It was my first time out this
Real
year,
light?
so.
First time, midsummer.
Good. Oh, yeah, she just locked in place. I think that's a pretty elegant shape right there.
So Patricia says, I have 3 cats here. The youngest likes to drink water out of a martini glass. So you
Wow.
also have fancy people water.
That's nice.
That's a fancy cat right there.
I like that. Oliver, what do you think about me just stamping the foot right into the foot? It's kind of a big, wide foot.
I think you can do it. Like on the side or on the bottom?
Right on the side.
Right on the side.
Tell me, where is
Do
the
it.
paw print? Aha, I see it. I'm going to show you the paw print before we go over the table. So you know what I'm talking about. Oh, there it is. Paw print's made out of graphite, hand carved by Chris Nordine. Super fun. Jake's stamping our bowl with our signature stamp.
We got a lot of gold in the foot, a lot of gold in the lip, and we've just found out, Oliver and I, through doing a couple pretty intense happy hours over the past couple weeks where we were making custom drinkware for people who were coming in and experiencing the bar at our studio now.
We've been tearing it up on happy hours.
We've been tearing it up, but we found that if you really overcoat and put extra gold onto these lip wraps and you put them on a little bit thicker, we can get a really defined, really beautiful gold lip. It almost looks like some of those factory-made tumblers that you see people paint the lips with gold or paint accents on there.
Like on a teacup or something.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're shooting for here, and kind of going forward, I think it just looks so good that we're going to really emphasize our lips.
It's worth taking the time to get that extra coat or 2 on there.
Absolutely. And here's the reduction. This is the iridization of the gold on the bottom and the lip of the bowl here. Let's take a good look.
Just look at it.
Let's get a
Why
good
don't you
look.
guys just look at it?
So it's beautiful from the outside. We got a beautiful pattern on the inside. Well swirled, Oliver. And the depth that he dug into the color with the tweezers has allowed for these like transparent, almost clear swirls. It's like the 3rd or 4th color in the swirl becoming clear so you can see what's going on in there. And it just looks really amazing. It's stamped on the side. I'm going to give it one more heat here. And these are a tough piece to put away if we're talking technical again. They're very wide. Wow, look at that gold. That's a sweet bowl. They're really wide items, so you can't just grab it with the claw. You can't just use the granny grabbers.
So what are you going to do?
Oliver's going to balance it on this wooden paddle. And he's going to go in there and he's going to have to slide it into the box without scraping the lip.
If you like that, no pressure, Oliver.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's never any pressure on Oliver.
No.
Not one time has there been pressure. He's been under pressure since the moment he started working
It's
here.
just easy. Just
Easy peasy.
Look at that. He even just re-iridized that exactly to the same power as the lip and the side of the foot. Because whenever you torch something like that, you take away that metallicness again. It looks like that's going all the way back to box number 4.
Because when we do the Gathering Point show, Roland, we go across the shop as far away as we can go, hidden behind the door. Door number 1.
Nice work, Oliver.
Very nice, very nice. Can I hand you this and let you guys jump on the table for a second?
Yeah, we'll show you guys what's up. We're proud of these pieces and looking forward to hand modeling a couple of them. And I think we might need to be making our bets as there's 4 minutes until the table goes live as to which one we think's going first. Isn't that right, Bess?
Yes.
internal bets.
Well, let's just get a look. Now, here we've got number 9. 3 or 4 of these bowls have a paw print stamped into the bottom of the bowl. We do?
No. Continue. You're fine.
Would you show me the bottom of number 12, Oliver?
Which is this one right here.
That's the one. Oh, baby.
Just look at it.
That could be the one that goes first.
Could be the one. I'm not so sure myself.
What are you thinking?
So my
Paw
bet
print.
is on number 3.
Number
And
3, this one?
The reason I say that is because animals can see blues and greens way better than they can see reds and oranges.
Is that so? Is that a fact?
It is.
Wow, look at that.
I didn't know that fact. Did you know that fact when you made this?
I didn't even know animals could see colors.
They can see some colors.
What about number 8? Look
Number
at that.
8's cool.
That looks like a calico color pattern.
It does. It's pretty cool looking.
Number 10.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be number 5.
You're choosing number 5?
I think it's going to be number 5 as the first to go. I have a very good reason for why I think it's going to be number 5.
Why is
What?
that?
Perps.
Yeah.
I do love a good perps.
What about number 1?
Number 1.
Oh, that's a beauty too. Number 2, too. So I'll remind you guys again, as the table's about to go live, these pieces, there's first one to purchase will get the one on the table. Anyone following that purchase, as we know a lot of you guys might want to purchase these in sets. Every purchase after, say number 11, gets sold instantly at 6:30. You buy the next one maybe at 6:50. You were thinking about it. We've got time planned out tomorrow during our production day to be making multiples of each of these based on what the favorites are. So we will hook you up, make them to order tomorrow.
Look at with all the the ruffle.
I love the pink accent.
And that's so nice on the floor.
Michelle,
Oh,
is
yeah.
your mic on?
And this?
Michelle's mic is not on.
You guys did some really beautiful ones.
Thank you.
Okay, and then they're going to start the
Michelle, your mic is not on.
Microphone.
Microphone check.
all of that, and you didn't hear a thing. Oh well. Check out the paw print on the bottom of this one.
That's fun.
So if this was a human bowl, when you get done, you get to celebrate with the paw print. Super cute. And when you're filling your water bowls for your pets, you get to enjoy every minute of them because you're filling them.
Sexy.
Okay. This is our wall of color. These are like a box of Crayola crayons for glass blowers.
Jacob.
You can choose any of these colors. Then the real catch is how you manipulate those to create the magic you see. We also have other samples here that are coming. And we can also make these fancy color patterns. These are for our twisties. We make swizzle sticks out of these, which are special little sticks that you mix your drink with. And there's a holiday one. We'll make candy canes with that. But then these are all going to get put together and we're going to do some fancy cups. That's in an upcoming show. Just to give you an idea of how many we have waiting in the queue. And then those are bar color. So those are 3 different styles of color. We got bar, fancy color patterns, smaller chunks of bar, and then this stuff's called frit, which is what Oliver is working on now. It's that U of M yellow, bumblebee yellow.
Bumblebee yellow. For the flavor,
Lemon?
lemon honey,
Lavender.
ice cream.
Interesting.
That's
In
the
that
one I'm trying to
exact
eat.
opposite order.
Right.
Lavender, lemonade, honey.
Because we're so excited about this flavor of ice cream and it feels so refreshing and thirst quenching and delicious, we are going to make 2 renditions of this style. One that I've designed and one that Oliver had in his brain and he's designed. And so we're going to go with my design first on this first one, and then we'll go for your design on the second one. And if there were any comments about bowls becoming large and in charge and people wanted a giant bowl for some sort of pit bowl, then the second
What
bowl
about a
will
bull
make jumbo.
mastiff?
Or that. Or a wolf, if you got a wolf in your house.
Or
Could
Great
have a
Dane?
wolf in your house.
We saw a wolf, no, a coyote up north.
All right, the first bowl sold.
What?
First sold bowl.
It is 6:30. The table just opened. The first bowl
Oh,
sold.
I thought
Oh.
you meant the members bowl. I was like,
No, I
I
haven't-
didn't
I
even
haven't
hardly
even
walk
posted
away
that
from
yet.
that table.
I haven't posted that yet.
Which
Well,
number
let's see,
was
I didn't
it?
make my guess.
Wait.
I say it was number 8.
You'd be wrong. It's number 1.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Number 1, the orangey?
one.
Yes.
Yeah, that one is one of the most unique on the table.
Wait
Very
a second.
cool.
Number 5 is gone. Oliver.
Number
like,
5 walked. No way.
Oh my
Sarah.
What?
Sold to Oliver.
Oh, which ice cream is this?
Wolverine tracks.
Oh my goodness.
So that means when Jake's done, guess what he's gonna get?
All right, folks.
He's getting the lavender one probably.
Yeah.
I'm dunking into the clear furnace, 2100 degrees. This is going to be a core gather, meaning this is not enough glass for the entire bowl.
I'm so happy right now.
Look at that. Shout out to Blank Slate. They're in Ann Arbor. They do a completely delicious Guernsey, no hormones, milk, all natural
So do you
ingredients.
wanna
Their
bite of
mint
this, Jake? I
chocolate
know you're
chip
working
is
right
not
now.
green because mint is not green. They do not add artificial colorings or flavorings to
I'll get into that in
their
a second.
ice creams.
William says, last bowl I bought from you guys, my wife uses it every day for cereal.
And that's another use for these bowls.
There you
Darn
go.
right, Bill.
Who saw the turtle bowl that we made at one of the shows? We
Oh
made
my
it
God.
for the
For general storage.
the second soft
Oh, what was his
opening.
name? He had a really
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah, he had a really smart sounding name.
Little
he was
kid
so
won
fun.
a $250 custom order. And he said, I want to get a turtle with a bowl on the back.
I watched this kid. He's like this tall. Sit down right in the hot shop here with us, and he sits down. And he takes this posture as if he should have like a glass of wine in his hand. He's sitting
Yeah.
sideways like this. He's like, I'd like a turtle bowl.
His glasses would be down like this. He'd be
Yeah.
reading a book.
Well, and then you guys asked him, like, oh, well, what are you going to use it for?
on the
General
microphone.
storage.
On the microphone. They were like 30 people. What are you going to put in this bowl, Graham? And he uncrossed his legs and looked at me and he said, I don't know. General storage. Incredible.
But then the next day they sent us a picture of him eating his cereal out of the bowl.
That's right. That's a beautiful thing about glass right there, and the education and what we do when we try and do these shows or just like involve people, the custom orders. That was a really rewarding day. That was super cool.
And Graham had come by too when we were in Ann Arbor doing the pumpkin show. So when we do these live events and we demo in public, it's a great family-friendly event.
100%. It's like we got a lot of families that watch these videos. I was speaking with one this weekend who came in for live glass blowing, a family of 4, and they were just in awe. They were just like, this is so cool. And I was like, you guys could have a Tuesday night family get-together and just kick it, grab a bowl of ice cream, and watch the show.
Did they
Want a
know?
bit from me first, or are you going to encase that?
I'm going to encase it, but you could start up on a dense power bit of that gold. That honey drizzle, I mean.
Of the gold. You got it.
And I'll just say that the reason I didn't, and I appreciate your offer on the ice cream, is that I didn't want any of that right away, was because last night I
You had
some
ice cream?
Motor City Mud Tracks, and it was one of those situations where I scooped myself a beautiful bowl full of ice cream, and then I went back for more, and the amount that was more was a full bowl of ice cream. So if I was going to take half of that, I did take half of that out, and I looked at the dregs of the bottom of the container, and I was like, what am I
Might
going to
as
do
well
with this?
finish it.
So I had 2 giant bowls of ice cream last night, and it was pretty much that flavor.
Well, you know, we're going to have to do chip bowls because I have that problem with barbecue chips.
Chip bowls. Yeah, don't eat out of the bag.
Do you have like a favorite flavor of chip, Michelle? Because I feel like you're
Yes.
someone who goes for savory treats more than sweet treats.
Crunchy treats.
Yeah, crunchy.
So
Salty, crunchy.
What do you have a favorite chip flavor?
Oh, yes.
What
The Better Made hot chips that we
Yep.
sell at the bar.
the better made?
We
hot
haven't sold a
chips.
single bag yet.
Oh, I get to
But
eat
we're
the
halfway
whole
done
case?
with our
But
Michelle has
ordered half of them.
Hey, man, you got to have some pleasures in life.
Watch out, everybody. All right, so I've got yellow in the core. It's going to look orange because it's so hot. This is a transparent, really powerful yellow to represent the lemon. I think it's going to be really correctly lemon yellow. And meanwhile, Oliver has queued up a honey drizzle, which is our iridescent gold. I put a layer of clear in between the two so that I can leave this potentially a little bit texturous so it does look like a thick honey was drizzled along the outside.
All right, I see Carrie's in the house. Carrie, if you have not had hot chips, we're going to have to talk about that.
Now I haven't had hot chips yet myself. But like,
Seriously?
is that anywhere in the same realm as like hot fries?
Kind of, yeah. And this is what I don't understand. They're only sold in low-income areas. What does that mean?
What, the hot chips?
Yeah. Like if you go out to the wealthier suburbs, you won't find them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the people who have money are scared of spiciness.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Something. All right, how about we had Thai food for dinner and we got, what level? Take a guess in the chat. What level heat?
Yeah.
We
Can
got
I-
on our Thai
Scale
food?
of mild, medium, hot, and extra hot. For the general team, there were 6 of us eating. Go ahead,
Can I shout out where we get our Thai food from here real quick?
100%. Give them a
Yes.
plug.
Listen, hey,
So good.
if you're in the Dearborn area, check out Bangkok 96. It's right off the Telegraph, just south of us. It's an amazing spot. The Thai food's the best. It's the only Thai food I want to eat in the Metro Detroit area anymore. We rotate where we eat every week, and if I had my choice, we'd have Bangkok 96 every single week because I love it so much.
Yeah.
Can
Vera?
I interrupt this food
Yeah.
conversation for 1 second? We had a question. If you could just remind what colors the members bowl was.
What?
What colors the members only bowl was.
White and gold brown.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, continue talking about food.
Yeah, it was
All right,
white
Vera?
and 2 golds, and there was iridescent gold on the foot, iridescent gold on the lip. Bloweth? Stoppeth?
Vera at Bangkok 96 competed on one of
Low
those
light?
shows, the cooking shows. And she
Light.
also came out with a frozen food
Stop.
line.
Did she really?
Yeah, in
Ouch.
2020. Unfortunately, I think during the
Because of COVID.
pandemic times, it was not a successful launch because her food is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
For those glass blowers that watch us out there and take note, this is the way that you want to start your low bowls. Now, this is going to be a challenging one for me because of the color pattern I picked. There's different thicknesses, splattered and honey drizzled all over it, different melting temperatures. So to get this thing to turn out even is going to be a... He's just eating
I'm going
ice
to
cream
keep on
back
eating
here.
this ice cream. There's no
I
stopping
heard
me,
some
okay?
clanking going on behind
He
me.
loves those challenges. I will say the ones in the show on the table are all symmetrical. You chose patterns that are doable.
Lavender.
Heard.
Well, this is going to be perfectly symmetrical too, but I'm also saying for anyone who's watching,
Right.
trying to learn how to do a slippery mic setup back on your
Do you,
face. No, if you're a beginning glass blower and you're trying to learn how to make low bowls, don't start yourself with the spaghetti drizzle. That's not going to help your case.
Do you want some recycle underneath that lavender?
Would love that. Actually, let's keep it lavender's so light. Let's not darken up that color.
Okay.
Let's just go with clear. But that's the general shape you want. You want to have your bottom rounded out, ready to go, to drop the foot on there. You don't have to have a foot depending on how the thickness blows out. But a lot of times getting that bowl a little bit elevated gives it a really classy look. And you can kind of utilize any of the style of feet we put on mugs for this. I really love a couple of bowls on the table over there that we put the kind of flowered cut and pinch foot on. It just looks really classy and like summery and nice.
I will give you guys a heads up. If we do a flower base, count how many petals are made. Did we ever find out that one show?
The one that Chris was counting them?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe 13 or 35. I don't know.
13, 35, very similar. All right, Bess, you got any more technical questions?
Not so far. I do want to mention that the Loyalty League bowl is available.
2's fine.
So if you're Loyalty League and you're interested in purchasing that bowl, it is available through the link that you're emailed. As far as technical questions, not really. We've got a conversation about food going on in the chat. Carrie says how has she never eaten at Bangkok 96? It has to change the next time she comes to town. I agree.
That's a good question.
Absolutely. A lot of guesses that we ordered a hot level of spice.
Yeah, we were thinking about it, but we actually went with medium. You know how it goes when you're sharing with a bunch of people? Crowd rules.
Good.
When I go out to eat with Kayla,
That's his fiance, by the way.
that's my fiance. I think I have to say that every time for the people who might not know.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Well,
seems
every
strange.
show they could be watching for the first time.
Hey,
People who know.
if you're new, I have a fiance. Her name is Kayla, and sometimes we go out to eat.
No.
And if there's a spot that has like an option for heat level, I am notoriously known, and I get bullied for it by Kayla, for always going for the hottest option I can.
Too hot.
And because some people be playing with their heat levels. Some
Yeah.
people are like, we have the extra fire Diablo sauce, and really it's not.
Well, you're not
It's
talking
hot.
about Taco Bell, are you?
I mean, listen, anywhere. And
Is that why you got red hair, or you have red hair?
eating hot things is a long-standing tradition in my family, and sometimes you eat something that's too hot for you, but that's so much more rare than like it just being good and tasty.
And you haven't had hot chips yet?
And I haven't had these hot chips yet.
Wow. Sometimes the sprayer is really good and you get the really hot chips, and other times the sprayer is off.
Who's the sprayer? Fire that guy.
I don't know. It's always a bummer when you get like a low
It's got to be a
flavor
robotic
bag.
sprayer these days.
I know. So is it the first batch or the end batch?
Let me tell you guys a pretty cool fact that I heard the other day at this coffee experience I went to with an amazing friend of mine, and I appreciate you. Shouts out. It was a coffee tasting at a spot called Chazano's out in like Ferndale, Royal Oak area. I can't remember exactly, but it was an experience of tasting different coffees and getting to know the different flavors and kind of understanding how coffee roasting works and how you taste things and all that goodness. And I learned that you have taste buds in your entire mouth, not just on your tongue, including the top of your mouth, which has completely revolutionized the way that I think about Pringles. Because
Why?
if
Because the way they're
anybody's
shaped?
ever eaten a Pringle, they're shaped to go into your mouth and lay on your tongue in a nice way, but the most flavoring is always on the top of the Pringle. Has anybody ever noticed that before, Oliver?
I have noticed that before.
So it's
yeah.
gonna hit the
yeah,
roof
you're
of your
like,
mouth?
I did.
Or the inside of the
So they're
chip?
making it so the seasoning hits the top of your mouth.
Got it. Who knew?
Huh? When did you do this?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay, you did this a couple weeks ago, and now you're just sharing with not just everyone, but for me as well, this revolutionary food tasting facts.
I guess.
I'm glad you're sharing it now, but that's crazy.
Better late than never.
It's true. It's true.
So we go
On the
for
roof, I've never even thought about that. Like
lavender lipper too, please.
yeah.
You mean you haven't thought about when you have to flip the thing over and bite it and it breaks all weird and chips fly everywhere, crumbs fly everywhere?
I can't fit a whole chip in my mouth.
A Pringle you can because they're shaped like the human mouth. That's all I'm saying. So I didn't hear from Bess if we actually got people that wanted a bigger bowl or not. But I will say that this bowl is going to be a hair on the bigger side, folks. I know it might not look like it right now, but that's the trick with bowls. They get big real quick. So I'm trying to get everything stabilized, let that connection down there stiffen up, make sure this is even, that's even, the lip's even. We're going to get the lippus wrap on there. And then we're going to bust it open. I'm going a little smaller on the lip wraps going forward.
Okay.
Even maybe taper some of that on there for me so it doesn't drop like a...
Do you guys ever see those, Dale Julie does those
You want
big
2 coats or
floppy
3?
bowls?
3, please.
When you're a beginning glass blower, floppy bowls are your friend.
Yeah.
You can take any color pattern,
Catch-all move.
any foot, and then you just get it hot and you spin it really fast and hold it down and it turns into a floppy bowl. And they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I love what this color pattern did. But after you're done with your schooling or after
might
you've
be-
done a couple floppy bowls, you're like, all right, that's not so challenging.
Intention.
Tension?
Intention. That's
Oh.
when you start going for the intentional design.
Got it.
And shape. I mean, design, color pattern you can intentionally do, but it's very difficult to have an intentional shape in big vessels, bowls.
And floppy bowls, you
Anything.
can't really do stuff with them. Like, these are functional
They're
bowls.
decorative.
You can use them for your animals. You can use them for ice cream. You can use them.
Change bowl.
put
I have one
your-
of these
Yep, or your keys.
at the front porch, right at my front door, I mean.
Do you have a preference for like color design or like shape design on a piece? Are they like weighted equally? Because we have to do them both at the same time typically. But is
Yeah.
there one part that you're like typically more interested in?
I don't know. I feel like they go hand in hand so much that maybe like the most rewarding piece. I mean, I talk about proportion all the time. I think that shape is more challenging than design, color design. So for me, I feel when I complete something that I actually did what I said I went out to do, that's a little more rewarding and successful for me.
I hear that.
But then if you got the design that matches the shape and the plan,
like
of
the
piece,
colors complement it.
that's really tight.
I hear that.
But that's a good question. How do you feel?
I think I'll like shape design as I get like 3 years from now, 4 years from now. I think I'll like shape design more
Yeah.
because it'll be more accessible to me in my skill range. But
Right.
right now, I really enjoy thinking about color combinations and
Real
like
light.
all the different techniques that we have available to us.
Could you hit the foot? Good. I'm gonna lose my arm hairs.
Ah, what you don't see is that shape also
Good.
heats up Jake's forearm. That takes a hot minute to get used to. There are these
Yeah, I
like
hear what you're saying,
Kevlar
though.
sleeves that you can wear. And that's pretty helpful if you're making a lot of bowls. Sometimes we put those on.
So I found that the best success that I have in these bowls is when you're able to build up the full true heat in that one motion. Look at this. Still squatting down. Oh my.
So he had to be really careful
Real
he didn't
light
get
on
it
there?
too hot and then
okay,
start to
thank you.
spin because then
Turn
it
slow.
would just
Good.
flare out.
Oh baby.
That one looks really sweet.
It was one
dude.
heat, and it wasn't me forcing it around in any way. I wasn't pushing super hard. The only painful thing was just the heat coming off of the piece. But look at the low squattiness. We got a nice even swoop here. You got the lavender, and this is low for, I mean, this could be a nice ice cream bowl. It could be for sure a nice sundae bowl.
That's
This
a lot
could-
of ice cream. You could put the whole quart in there, or pint.
Yeah, this could be a nice dog plate / bowl. Look at this. We're bigger than the opening here.
It's a good size for fancy people water.
Yeah, and I was also going to say Jake feeds his animals meat, like raw meat, different organs from animals.
Yeah, you could just like make a design with all the kidneys and stomachs and everything on this wide bowl and just line them up real good, nice together. Let's go for a stamp. We'll actually put the stamp on the side of the bowl this time.
Okay.
We're not gonna put the paw print in this one because the honey drizzle is just so cool looking on its own. And we still haven't iridized that honey drizzle, so I think when and remember that the bowl is gonna be a beautiful transparent power lemon yellow, and then it's gonna have this honey drizzle golden on the bottom side, amber on the front side, and then we've got our lavender accents.
You know, is there lavender honey? Doesn't that sound good on like vanilla ice cream?
Oh, it sounds delicious. Nice move, Oliver. Holy crap. Whoa. That's like leaving the toilet seat up.
What does
Leaving
that
the
mean?
torch reel.
Leaving the tourist on ultra blast. You know.
It's tough to torch the piece, smooth it out, re-iridize it, get it away, and reset the
And
torch.
dial it in.
You're asking too much, Jake.
Oh,
And I had to take an ice cream break.
Well, we're going to take another ice cream break.
we're starting to
after
get
this.
some reduction on the bottom, a little bit of gold, but let's go for the power reduction. I'm in love with this piece. This is probably 30% bigger than the last one, maybe 40%.
You enjoying the challenge of the bowls?
Oh,
As
yeah.
does it feel fresh compared to like mugs and all that?
It does feel fresh. It feels really, really rewarding. I think that is that ice cream represented in glass. This is going to be a beautiful one. This one's no longer a members piece. This is the second piece of the show. This is the part of the season where you got to not let your sweat drip on the piece.
I thought you were going to put that on Wes's table.
Microphone.
I thought you were just going to put that bowl on Bess's table.
No way.
So did I. I thought he was coming over.
Like,
to eat
wasn't
it.
he walking over by you?
I wasn't thinking one step ahead this time.
Oh, can they do it?
Nice.
Got it. And away it goes.
Woo!
Jeff says that's a good Chex Mix bowl for a party.
Absolutely. Need agua.
Whew. There we
Very
go.
nice.
That's a sweet piece.
Nice bowl, Oliver. The other thing about doing those pieces is that the paddling from the assistant is super important. If you take too much power on the paddle and you squish that back at the wrong moment, if I'm not locked into the piece and you're going to fold a lip or you're going to make it way too thick up there, if you're too light and you're not a stable situation that I can kind of push up against and equalize everything else, then I'll never get a nice even lip up top. So that took a lot of teamwork for that one to go down.
Okay, so that was lavender lemon. I'm going to the table because I got to show you some things. The paw print on the bottom of the bowl is so cool. It's this graphite stamp that we push into the bowl. I mean, these look amazing. I love the way Sarah put them on display so you can see that. Look at that. Every time you fill your pet's bowl with food or water, stunning. So beautiful. All right, this is another one of my favorites. No paw print in this one, but that's like leopard all the way. The GA stamp on the bottom so you know where it came from. This is kind of the same color pattern, but it's got the Rosetta on the bottom, and that's just a fancy, looks like waves on the bottom. Really cool. All right, so rolling second after Bess, Sarah is our concierge of the day.
Woo! Is this the lemon one?
Uh-huh.
Lavender lemon honey.
Oh my
Does it
goodness.
match
Look at
the
that.
bowl you just made?
Get a sniff of that, everybody. Get a good sniff.
Use the
Get a sniff.
smell-o-vision.
I
Oh.
can smell it.
I smell it.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Pretty good, huh? It's so subtle, like the lavender and stuff. It's so subtle.
That is super dank. Wow.
Okay, now you each had a viewpoint on what you were going to do for the shape. So is this Oliver's?
I would take a bite of it, but that's mostly yours, buddy. I don't want to take all this from you.
I'm honestly literally ice creamed out, even though that is ridiculous. I ate too much last night. But
When
that's
you-
super good.
When you knew it was coming. And
So-
then the next flavor is going to be Beth.
Whoa.
There's another flavor in the fridge that she can go have
All right.
some of.
Let's go.
Do you eat ice cream, Bess?
I do.
Try that.
Okay.
Try that.
Oliver, would you draw up this color pattern, and you could also draw up a little different shape too if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I really remember how I was talking about how I think a lot about color patterns, but not quite about shapes.
Yeah, just do it for
Would
us.
love to draw this up.
You know what? I have a shape actually that I'd like to try that I think
really
would be
good.
amazing if you don't want to.
I'm gonna figure it out right now.
Do it.
But if you have an idea, I would love to hear it right now. Talk at me. Would love
So
it.
this is the lavender lemon. I was thinking of having the bowl like, kind of like a sundae where it was round on the bottom and then bigger on the top. But go do what you got to do.
Oh, that's interesting. I was thinking a little bit differently. I was thinking like,
Draw it small now.
yeah.
I saw his arm winding up.
Like a little bit more like that shape.
Yeah. You guys can see what, as he's drawing this, notice above that, all the pieces we've done this past week. There's a couple more over by Bess. We've really been sketching things out. It really helps get the team on the same page, and I assume you guys as well, and seeing what the plan is. So is this
That's
some sort of
not
like
amazing, but it reminds me like the fancy chef plates where like the bowl is very wide, but then there's a small thing
Yeah.
for like a smaller portion of it.
oh,
but it
dude,
feels
let's
like-
do it.
I feel like that's going to be a good thing. Like if you're holding it from the side, you could, or hold it from the bottom.
Let's do it. That's like a one big scooper.
Yeah.
With some like, caramel drizzle on
but then
top.
really like rip it open and
Oh, yeah.
leave the other
and We're
side.
gonna flatten it, paddle it real good, and hit the jacks.
Yeah.
Mike.
Tonight's question is, what is the weirdest ice cream flavor you tried? And we're heading into summer, so you might see some unusual ones on the way that you've never heard of before this summer. And the winner from last week's question, here was our little prototype made out of ceramic. And this is the one Chris made to represent. So someone who answered last week's question is going to win this stunning bird. Super cool. You have time to answer today's question. You send the answer to enews@glassacademy.com.
All right.
As soon as I hit save on the first
About the
bowl,
00
the
bowl,
lavender
too.
lemon honey bowl, it was sold. As soon as I hit save, I didn't even get a chance to say that it was
That's
available.
hilarious.
Well, hey. All right, now that we've cooled off a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get one more scoop of ice cream. Oliver and I are on the same page.
So we
Mom,
probably
you weren't
have
making a bowl today, were you?
no. We probably have two more pieces. One his bowl, and then maybe you guys do a combo for the giveaway.
Yeah.
Tell us what you guys like best about the bowl. I'm going to find you the paw print again.
Were there no comments for a jumbo bowl?
Not so far.
Okay. That
That's-
means that we did the right thing.
Yeah.
The handmade graphite tool. This will last us. You see the little paw print on the left? It came off. That one broke off, so we had to carve another one. This has lasted us 20-some years.
Amy, this is from Blank Slate in Ann Arbor.
Super good.
Jeff, those were the words I was trying to find, but I couldn't figure it out. Egyptian hieroglyph. It doesn't even look like a bowl. It looks like some sort of symbol.
It does.
So here's what the internet says about animals being able to see color.
Okay?
Animals being able to what?
See color.
Oh, okay.
Every animal's a little bit different, but I looked up dogs specifically right now. It says, yes, dogs can see color, but not as many colors as humans. Dogs have what's called dichromatic vision, meaning they can see shades of blue and yellow, but they struggle to distinguish between reds, greens, and oranges, which may appear as shades of gray or brown to them. So
it just
best
looks
thing
like
for
how the
dogs-
colors look hot.
Yeah, best things for dogs are blues and yellows.
Okay.
I find that so weird. I'm so curious. How does a scientist figure that out?
Isn't it the Oh, give me 15 seconds. I'll think of the animal that has the widest range of color vision.
I think you guys
It's
might
the
fall.
underwater cuttlefish. The cuttlefish can see the most colors.
I wonder why.
You guys might,
It's like a fish that can do the chameleon thing where it changes its like exterior, but to like it looks kind of wild to us.
So it is something underwater. It's not the cuttlefish.
What is it?
It is the mantis shrimp.
The mantis shrimp. Oh, that's right. It's also the one that can punch at supersonic speeds.
Where do you guys
What
learn
is
this
going
stuff?
on right
The
now?
mantis shrimp, dude. Jay, you know about a mantis shrimp? You never heard of a
I
mantis
don't
shrimp?
know anything about that
The mantis
kind of shrimp.
sees the most colors out of anything, and its like arm is It's like it's just a little guy. It's just a little guy, and its arm is hydraulic, and it punches so fast that it makes like literally like bombs
Sonic booms?
yeah, and it like knocks out bigger fish than it by just like bopping them on the head. It's a crazy. It's a
I got
crazy,
a buddy who that's his spirit animal. I know a guy just like that.
Humans have 3 kinds of color receptors. The mantis shrimp has 16, so it has more color receptors than humans.
Well, I got a lot of questions to ask about humans' color reception anyway. You know? What are we even doing out here? How do we know?
Right, like what if I say your shirt's orange, but Oliver sees it as blue, and we all see colors different?
That's exactly right.
Could be.
But
And
somehow
I would
we
say-
all love this color.
I'd say you have to take that question to the mantis shrimp and see what he
For
has
real.
to say.
AI will give us that mantis shrimp translator pretty soon, I'm sure.
Man.
This is just crystal clear, everybody, and we just put a bunch of diamond facets onto the exterior of the glass so that we can dunk it and encase it, put a bunch of bubbles in there, and then put purple all over it. And then when we open it up, you'll be looking into the inside of the ice cream bowl animal dog food plate. And there will be bubbles all along the front side down facing angle. And then below the bubbles, you'll see that layer of lavender purple.
Tell
that was
'em.
a long description.
I know.
It was
Ice cream bowl, animal dog food plate.
it was
Part
all
of
real.
that-
I didn't have an extra word in there that wasn't needed at all.
Maria's
There was-
looking for
There was
some.
no fat that could be trimmed off of that sentence.
No. Oh, it's gonna be a
Maria
big
is
one.
looking for some quotes for the gallery wall that we say. Should I have her take that as one of your quotes?
Yeah, that's a classic. This is going to be another bigger bowl. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry.
You don't want to cut some of that off?
I'm going to cut some of it off, yeah. Oh, look at how cool that looks.
That little knob he's going to cut off on the end. Nothing wrong
little
with
about
it.
that knob.
He's going to recycle it. Oliver looks like he's going to catch it
Oh, yeah.
straight to the recycle bucket. And
Tweezers
we'll
are
charge the
clean.
furnace tonight.
You
with
guys
that.
got a good look at all those bubbles twirling around and acting all nice. We're going to completely remove those bubbles from your vision here by layering it up with 3 coats of lavender. And you got to think when we're doing this bowl, the lower and flatter the bowl is, the less and less you're going to see the exterior of the encasement. So by me thinking backwards here,
I mean,
Wanna
bowls
say
are an
goodbye?
interesting thing because the main viewing angle is from the inside.
right,
True.
top down.
Yep. Sometimes we design mugs with like that viewing angle as like a bonus, but never like
It's never the
focal.
priority. Yeah, the focal.
Sarah, so
All right.
Yeah.
How many coats of that color are you gonna think you're gonna use?
3.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
And if we were making an even larger bowl, it would look really good to encase this lavender again in clear, I would say, and have it be glassy on the outside, glassy on the inside, with bubbles smashed with a layer of lavender. But for now, for this size bowl, it's already going to be a little on the larger side. We can just make it happen.
Yeah.
So larger size, but also I think you're making these thicker, is my understanding, so they're not fragile.
Right. Thicker, a little bottom heavy.
So they're weighted and they hold to the ground.
You guys put
That's
some...
a nice heat, and there's those bubbles again. That's how you know the lavender's hot enough.
That's right. Put some mojo into the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Game 6. They're down in the series 2-3.
So, you want the Oilers to win, is what I hear?
Yes. We need it.
And then there'll be one more game.
And then there'll be a Game 7 back in Edmonton. Oh, man. There was a Game 7 last year in the finals with these same two teams.
Yeah.
It would be a movie if they went back to Game 7 and Edmonton finally won.
These were the same two last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Florida was up 3-0, and Edmonton came back, and they've got the best
I
player
do
in the
remember
league.
that.
And he deserves to get a Stanley Cup. He has
needs
to.
one.
Huh?
He deserves one.
He
needs
deserves one. All right, Oliver.
Thank you.
Let's pump it up.
Let's pump it up.
What flavor?
Hannah asked a good question I'm going to answer afterwards.
Blow?
So the cool thing too, like mint chocolate chip is my favorite ice cream. And I really like it from this ice cream place because it's like real mint from your garden. So you can match the bowl to the flavor of your ice cream. Like if you like Superman ice cream, you can pick something that will match it really well. You know what I mean? Why not make the thing you're eating a piece of beauty as well?
All right, I want to know in the chat, what are your guys' favorite ice cream flavors? My two are pistachio and black raspberry.
You know,
Ooh.
that's funny because Sarah asked for pistachio. They did not have it. Black raspberry would be super good. Where do you get those, Bess? Those aren't like typical flavors.
Blow light.
I mean, they have both of them in like Haagen-Dazs or
So should we
I
do
don't know about Ben and Jerry's, but
Gold
Haagen-Dazs
foot
I know
or
has
maybe
them.
yellow foot gold
Got it.
wrap. So I wasn't able to get any gold on the body here.
I think we just do yellow.
Skip the honey.
Skip the honey. After tasting that ice cream, it's a lot of lemon.
Let's put the
It is
foot
a lot
on and
of
we'll go
lemon.
from there.
All right, see how the shape Jake
Big yellow
has
guy
is
over here.
2
Big yellow lover.
layers because that's the finished bowl. And the gimbal did not like me to do that.
Swinging around.
It doesn't like to go
Doing
down.
acrobatics with the gimbal. So that's a pretty funky looking shape right there, but it's kind of like a margarita glass shape, except we're going to open up this top half and flatten it all the way out. Oliver's got a nice size foot here. He's going for the lemon yellow, a little different than the one that we used on the last bowl. This is going to be an opaque
Wait, you
yellow.
can't call this lemon yellow
Why?
because we have another color that we call lemon yellow on
Yeah,
the
but
show.
that color's on the brink. And I mean like really soon, that color is going to be renamed. Because lemon yellow just confuses the people. When it's a chartreuse green, letting this stiffen up. We're going to be putting this yellow foot on here, and Oliver knows yellow's a really stiff color, so he's getting a little extra heat on it so that I'll have a little time to manipulate it the way that we want to.
Why
And
do you need your piece colder?
because I don't want it when I'm going like this and moving it up and bringing it back down and pushing on it on the foot. If there's any motion going on in here, it's going to be very quickly. I'll do one of these, and then all of a sudden, Oliver's coming over and it's off center, and I'm like, ah. So you want to just let that stiffen up. But if it gets too cold down here, then you're going to have a problem really fast. You ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Favorite ice cream flavors. I'm going to start reading off. So if you haven't put yours in the chat yet, do it.
I'm going to take a nice hard squish from you in 1 sec.
We've got caramel, ripple, and chocolate chip. That sounds good. Mint chocolate chip and cookie dough. I love a good cookie dough. Salted caramel. Tammy says pumpkin. That's an interesting ice cream
Oh,
flavor.
pumpkin would be delicious.
All right, squish.
Stephanie says Stroh's Superman is the best. Mary says anything with caramel and butterscotch.
Okay, stop.
Jeff says raspberry cheesecake ice cream. That sounds good.
Oh, that sounds good too.
JT says blueberry cheesecake.
I wonder if they put bits of cheesecake in it.
Yes, I've had cheesecake ice cream before, and they do typically. Tabea says she can never pick a favorite one. It just depends on what she's feeling for the day. That's fair.
Oh, seriously?
Tara says pickle ice cream.
Pickle
Never-
ice cream.
Never heard of that.
I would try it.
Since when did they start putting salt into desserts, like salted caramel? Was that always around?
Yes.
That's been a dude. That's
been
so
a thing
good.
for a long time.
I know it's really good, and I know we're all about the same age, and we've had it in our lifetime, but was
Not-
that around like
no,
50
not-
year ago?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was thinking about that the other night as I was finishing off my second bowl.
Jake's secrets come out.
I know that it's like back in the day, it feels like it was just chocolate, vanilla,
Strawberry.
strawberry.
Like Superman ice cream with all those colors? No. That was just wrong.
So then the question becomes, who was the first person to put salt into the caramel ice cream?
That's food scientists, dude. There's a whole
they have a
sciencey
name?
reason for why like salt and sugar go so well together.
We get it now. I'm just saying it was an invention that was recent.
Do you
and
know
I'm
when
curious
I was
about
a
it.
kid, they had the ice cream that had the gumball in the bottom of the cone so that it would keep it from leaking out the bottom of the cone?
That's interesting.
That's a
A
good idea.
gumball.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous because it doesn't make sense. You cannot chew a gumball and the bottom of like a cookie at the same
Yeah.
time. So I never understood that.
I never understood the whole gumball thing.
Well, the gumball thing was just to keep,
Not a gum guy?
Not a big gumball dude. No. Nope.
because you know, little kids when you give them ice cream and it drips out the bottom and then they get all messy. I
Yeah.
think the gumball was to stop that.
Yeah, that's a wise move. That's innovation. That's what that is.
So salted caramel was invented in the 1970s.
Hey, see?
1970s. Did I say 50 years ago?
Literally,
Wow.
like.
Literally.
I mean, I guess you were 5 years off, so technically wrong, but
70s.
70s.
You generalized 75.
It says 70s. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was by Henry LaRue. He was a chocolatier and caramel guy.
Wait, so he wasn't a scientist?
No.
he's a chocolatier. That is a scientist of chocolate. What are you talking about?
He was in Brittany, a region in France known for its butter and sea salt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes a ton of sense, gold lip wrap.
But hey, listen, hear me out. If we did a yellow lip wrap, it would look cohesive and complete and intentional.
Now he's speaking
Now,
my
if we
language.
pulled out a gold lip wrap, would that look nice? Sure.
Let's decide on your way over. That's silly, guys. That's really silly. Oliver wants to skip the honey in this beautiful piece, and he wants to double down on the amount of yellow. How do we feel about that out there? Let's see it in the chat. You've got
2
6
seconds.
steps until Oliver has to go into one color or the other.
How fast are your fingers?
Hurry. Any responses
Gold,
yet?
yellow, gold, yellow, yellow, gold, yellow, gold. First one, best
Oh,
says.
he's buying some time.
Best first response
First
that says
response.
yellow. Let me know.
First response that says gold. Let's hear
I
it.
haven't had either yet. I'm waiting.
on,
Hannah.
team.
Hannah also says, Oliver, you forgot my question.
Nice. Good
I
job
didn't.
done.
I didn't forget about it.
What do we got? Tell me there's gold.
I have nothing so far.
What's
Chat.
everybody doing?
Right now, we need an
Did
answer.
they fall asleep on us?
I'm stalling for you, for me, but
For
also
you.
for you.
There's no way.
There's no answers. I'm looking at it too.
Oh my gosh.
They're watching, but they're not listening.
Today, I'm going to
Oliver,
call you right now.
Hannah says gold.
Hannah said gold.
Hannah said gold.
Villain.
It's probably because you didn't answer her question.
Villain behavior. Wow.
Watch the rest of the gold comments pour in after Hannah started the trend. And
Hannah-
Hannah, by the way.
Hannah said gold. Jody said yellow. Pam said yellow. Annette said yellow.
Oh my God, Hannah.
Well, you
you're
said yellow too late.
you're a
Carol said
keyboard
yellow.
warrior. Keyboard warrior.
I've got a yellow from Tabea.
Oh my God. Who are all these yellow lovers?
Miss Ox 84 says gold, gold, gold.
Yeah, baby.
Jeff says gold. Becca says gold. Jamie says yellow. Dan says yellow. See, now all the answers are pouring in.
There's a lot of traders in the chat.
John says go gold. Vicky says gold. Carol says we're listening, yellow. Stephanie says yellow in all caps.
All right, Stephanie.
Mary says gold because, Mary likes anything that shimmers.
So anyway, now that we see where the people's loyalty really lies,
That's fine. My feelings aren't hurt,
how
chat.
many likes do we have on either channel? Which
Oh.
one's winning right now?
So as far as likes go, over on the YT side, we've currently got 41 people watching and 23 likes.
Almost
Over
50%.
on the FB side, we've got 30 likes and 37 people watching.
So FB's got it. You see. I see.
All right, it's time to pump up the volume.
Ding ding.
Doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to the channel if you have not.
I'm
Throw
going for
some
this in one
thumbs up.
move.
Jigger, I think that's the closest we've come to fighting on the live show.
I knew it wouldn't come to a fight. I knew they had my back.
We have one more bowl
gentle.
we're going to make after this. So if there are requests, now is your time.
Nice, dude.
Reminder that we are for the summer
Very light.
doing shorter shows. So it is 7:15 right now. We don't go totally until 8. So that is because of our equipment. It gets a little hot and spicy in the summer.
Look at that.
Looks just
How's
like
it
the
look?
picture.
Looks nice.
Very
All
cool.
those bubbles in there.
I'm
Were
not
you
going to follow
worried-
you guys to the annealer because we're going to jump on some
Right
housekeeping.
behind you. I'm getting the door. Thank you. Ooh, that handle's hot.
After
I
this
was
piece-
worried that they were going to comment yellow.
Were you worried though about the yellow because it would like stiffen up as you were ripping it open? Like, was it like a skill issue?
Nah, it wasn't a skill issue. Thanks, Oliver. How about a stamp, Oliver?
Yeah, coming right up.
I'm really happy with this right here. That shape is cool. It's perfectly round. We ripped it open in one time, and then I did the first spin back and forth like this, and I was like, it's not even moving.
Everyone says that they think our chat was lagging for a second. It's possible.
Oh, it could have been. You're right.
help?
What?
Yeah, we didn't give you guys enough time. We forget about that. We're so in the moment here.
What's that?
The chat was probably lagging for the
There's
streaming.
a chat delay.
Yeah, well, we told them they had 6 steps.
Six
And Oliver even
steps.
gave them 6 extra.
I stalled a lot.
Yes,
I
you
stalled as much
did.
as I could.
Roland, this one's going to be for you. When we knock it off on the table, no one's going to talk.
This is almost getting into compote territory where you could have this on a table in your house or on a counter somewhere, and you could have this piled up with candies and goodness or whatever that you want to give to the people that come visit your home or give to yourself. It's
What
a
is-
really cool shape.
Genuine question. What does compote actually mean?
Here comes the gold. That's
I-
not what it means.
That's why I'm at. Like, what you use that word for a couple of different things, and I feel like I know what shape that means, but I don't super.
That's all I know.
It just has to do with that shape.
I'd have to Google it. That's just the shape that I know. Yeah, I mean, I assume
Michelle?
it's some Italian.
A compote in terms of dishes or vessels typically refers to a bowl-like shape with a wide, shallow bowl on a pedestal or footed base.
There you have it, folks.
Wide bowl on pedestal. Is that what it basically comes down to?
Wide,
Compote
shallow
for you.
bowl. Wide,
Holy.
shallow bowl.
So, like, what happened?
You're running back and forth on me.
Well, I was just listening to Bess. Sorry.
My bad.
Especially with these lips, like we've been doing them, and putting that extra gold on there. I'm really trying to give it the power blast to really highlight it. It just looks so good, the contrast. It's freaking tasty.
As a reminder about the table, we do have multiples of each bowl available for the table, so that's why we haven't really pulled too many of them right now. So if there's a bowl you're interested in, there are still multiples of each bowl available.
That was for you, Roland. Quiet on set.
Ding!
All right, Bess, we're going to jump into housekeeping as they put this piece away.
Here's the yellow proof.
Absolutely.
Bright yellow.
Wait, let's see. Put it up again. Nice.
That's going to be the foot there. Nice snag, Oliver. That's a cool piece, guys. I'm really proud of that one. I think that we worked together beautifully on that thing, and that's a heck of a shape, which I've never actually done something like that before, so it was fun to give that a shot on the show. That one's going to be available to the general public. We'll get it up on the website in a second. I'll give Bess the info when she's all done with housekeeping. We'll figure it out.
All right. So nothing crazy for housekeeping tonight. We've got the beautiful bird over there to give away. Oh, Michelle's gonna... Oliver, could you help us out and grab that bird?
I can help. Yeah,
Never
I do
mind,
things.
Michelle's got it. There you go. So hand model that, Oliver.
Oh, here's my hand.
So very cute little bird prototype. Chris made that at the end of the show last week. Our question was, what is your favorite glass character or creature that we make, and what makes it special to you? A lot of people said gnomes. I know gnomes are a big thing, so that doesn't shock me. Then we've got some cute things. Somebody says a snowman because it makes me think of the time my grandpa helped me make them when I was younger. Let's see here. Somebody said they can't decide if it's the regular gnome or a Santa gnome. That's pretty fun. Someone said the sea turtles, which was our new character of the year, because they love reading about how they come on shore and bury their eggs. Someone said owls. We haven't done owls in a while. For those of you that remember owls, we used to have them in the gallery.
I'm going to do an owl prototype.
It'll be fun. Somebody said owls because I taught natural history and environmental education for many years. Owls were one of the most popular programs. Let's see here. Our winner said the garden gnomes because my mother-in-law is very special to me and she's obsessed with them. They always make me think of her. How cute. So congratulations to Christina. So Christina, you're going to get an email from Donna this week. It's going to go to the email that you sent in your answer with. And you are going to either be able to pick it up if you're local to us, or you're going to be able to have that shipped to you. So just keep an eye out on your email. You can kind of communicate with Donna back and forth on what works best for you. But congratulations, you've got this beautiful, solid bird.
Yeah, it is solid.
Yeah.
People like that solid stuff.
They do. Michelle, do you have any other housekeeping to add?
No, you'll put the e-news, where to send your answer to, and tonight's question.
Absolutely. So tonight's question is, what is the weirdest ice cream flavor you've tried? So you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. I'll get that up here on the screen in just a second. But make sure you put your name in your email with your answer, just because we get to read off your name when you win a prize.
Could you do
Also, just want to point out to you guys, again, if you can like and subscribe or share our feed, it really means a lot to us. We are a very small, family-owned small business, and it doesn't cost anything to like and share and just participate and interact with us. We love hearing from all of you. I know there's multiple countries here watching. Thank you to those of you who already have. I know Jeff he went in on YouTube and subscribed with his secondary channel, so thank you very much. But I know that you guys are here every week, but thank you for being here, and thanks for sharing what we do. Michelle, no mic.
Time is precious. There are many ways to spend your time, and the fact that you are here tonight with us or watching it in a replay does not go unnoticed.
Super cool. We love being a part of this. The fact that we're at show 323 is kind of ridiculous, and we wouldn't obviously be doing it if not for your guys' support, both our members and everyone who just watches on the regular and shares the feed with their friends and tells everyone about it, puts it on their social media. It's huge and it means the world to us, and we've implemented this show into a major part of our business model, and we wouldn't be where we are today without 323 shows of growth and education and getting to know you guys. So huge shout out to everybody out there being a part of what we do.
And if you are a traveler and you like art fairs, one of the biggest art fairs in the country, it's one of the top 10. It comes to Ann Arbor in July. We will be there. And if you want a vacation in Michigan, here's what I'd suggest. You come to our customer appreciation weekend the week prior.
Oliver, you want to pop a bubble in this for me?
You go spend time at the Henry Ford Museum. Then you take a class here, and then you come see us in Ann Arbor. That would be like the perfect glass blowing week. Look at this handoff. What skill. A little conversation. They were able to transfer what they're doing.
So this is the giveaway piece. As a reminder again, for the next little bit here, we are ending at 7:30 or roundabouts, just because the equipment gets hot, everything starts to overheat, the battery drains faster.
Amazing.
So this is the giveaway piece. I do have the giveaway question up on the screen for you all.
And what flavor is this ice cream that we're representing, Oliver?
Yeah.
The cherry?
Brain's working. Give me 1 second. Chocolate.
Black
cherry.
Yeah. This is
Chocolate
Grandma and
cherry.
Grandpa's favorite.
This is one of my favorites.
After everyone has some today, I think we're going to rotate it to their house, give them some ice cream, watching the game.
So this is a
Very
tech
nice.
that Oliver and I worked on over the weekend. We had some live glass blowing on Sunday, and this is the large grain spotty fade texturous item.
Do you have to squat when you add the color, or is that like part of the
Yes.
It's important.
Yep.
glass
You're
blowers
supposed to
out there?
feel the glass
Yes.
right here.
Yes, right in your
Thigh area.
thigh area. Right.
So that bowl that they just finished
Low
is
light.
now available on the website. I'll get that link posted for you
That
guys
was a
in the chat
beauty.
here.
Bowls are actually like
Good.
fun to blow because they're kind of like the pumpkins. You're just working with the natural shape of the glass, nice and round.
Which is so much easier said than done.
I know,
Oh.
especially when you add bumpy color.
Right.
Hey, real
Yes.
quick, Hannah asked a question and I didn't answer it, and then she asked me if I remembered the question, and then she voted against the color I wanted. So I'm going to answer her question now,
Oh,
which was, as an apprentice, do you practice paddling like the lips of items, or do you just learn that during production? And I have no idea how they would do it if you went to like school for it, but I just learned how to do it in production, and like the immediate feedback from like Jake and Chris let me know what needed to be adjusted.
yeah.
Let's do a clear
The master glass blower will tell you push hard, push soft. You always go on soft because if you go on too hard, there's a good chance the glass will stick to the wood. So you start out lightly, and then the master will say push harder or lighter. And after a little
One
bit of
dunk should
time,
be
you
fine.
learn how they like that pressure.
And I will say that it takes someone that you're working with that's capable of looking at what they're doing and focusing on their plan and making it happen while also analyzing what you're doing and being able to adjust and correct and say harder or less. Because when I was in college for 1 year and I definitely blew glass with quite a few different people, you could tell when a person hadn't assisted anybody else before, when they had only worked on their own work. And that was, you go to paddle them and they just leave you blind, you know, they'd just be like, yes, do it. Or they'd be doing it to you, and then you'd finish up opening your cup and you'd look at the lip of your piece and it was a 1/4 inch thick. All right, on there, squish.
And there's a difference between the wood paddle and the metal paddle.
squishing.
Again, these guys working often together can kind of tell what they
Okay, lighten
want.
up a
You
little.
can angle it out, and that's making the foot thinner and giving it like a nice
Beautiful.
waistline.
Oh, snap. Look at that.
Yeah, that's right. We did that.
It's serious teamwork. And then when you're doing a foot like that, like a lip's one thing, you're just opening up the cup and you're just having someone try and stabilize it with a tender but gentle, powerful backboard but tender and gentle hand.
get off of
A
there.
move like that, just get it off of there, dude.
I was just trying to be gentle, and I didn't need to be, and I just,
That'll
it's
wake
a whole
up.
thing.
Doing a move
man.
like this, Oliver and I literally were matching the amount of pressure that he was pushing at me with the amount of pressure I was pushing out, and turning and moving at the exact same time back and forth so that you get an even foot that's squished evenly all the way around as well.
A lot of people talk like glass blowing is a dance, and that's exactly it. You kind of have to know where your partner's going. Someone's leading and someone's being guided.
I'm definitely feeling that
Reduction.
challenge of communicating to your assistant now that I'm working with like Tabea more.
Yeah.
Like it definitely is like the next step of like, okay, I can focus on what I'm doing, but I also need to be keeping an eye out for what she's doing so I can like give her the advice she needs.
Such a communal and like collaborative zone. I mean, there's so many comparisons to many million things in the world, but
If you say golf right now, Jake,
Golf?
say golf right now. I dare you.
Why?
all right, I'll think of something else.
Does he say golf weird?
No, I was just going to relate it to golf potentially.
There's no potential he was gonna.
I
It was a
could have very
guaranteed.
easily related it to golf, but what I was going to relate it to was cooking as a chef with like a bunch of sous chefs and in a big kitchen, you know? Those
Yes,
guys
chef.
have to know exactly.
Yes, chef.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of respect involved, and they got to know exactly what all the sous chefs are best competent in, and the timing of everything to make it happen, and the presentation, and all that craziness. It's very, very similar to what we're doing here today.
Susan says I missed it. What color is this?
So this is pink on the inside, and then an iridescent, super metallic, spotty gold on the outside. Clear foot, faded to clear on the top for the lip. And this will be the giveaway piece. So if you haven't entered to win,
I have the info on the screen
best
for
do
you.
this, yeah.
We do have a new members graphic for the end of the show, a little bit updated.
Nice.
Shout out Lizzie and Miranda for making that happen.
Did that last piece sell instantly, or it's
Still
still
available.
up? Okay,
Oh.
wow.
Jake's looking at it.
Like,
Oliver
man,
Tabea says
shape.
you've been doing a very good job.
Thank you,
There you go,
Tabea.
Well,
You know-
Tabea makes it really easy to work with her. She's very aware and capable and knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't know how to do it necessarily with her hands, everything just yet.
When Jake, like on the rare days that Jake assists me, nightmare.
We heat it a little deeper.
There is, like, sometimes the assistant has
Not
great,
that deep though.
not empathy, awareness,
Right there, yeah.
and is watching. They're watching how far it's in the furnace. They're watching, they're paying attention. So they're going to know how soft or hard to push the paddle. Right, if you don't heat it enough, you're going to have to push it harder. If it's super hot, you push it lighter.
100%.
So it's good to work your way up as an assistant because you understand the timing. It's so subtle. So I think next week we're going to have to get the ice buckets out if it's going to be,
Good.
well, let's see. Next week, there's a few of us out of town. So maybe we have the ice buckets ready for you guys to dunk your head between pieces.
How are we feeling about that shape for a giveaway if it's an ice cream bowl? I mean, I think that's a gorgeous shape. I don't mind taking one more heat and ripping this thing open to a
No,
low
you
bowl.
know what? You know why I like that? Because you put your ice cream in there and then the hot fudge stays around it and doesn't like bleed out.
I think that's a sick,
Yeah,
really nice situation.
I think that's a nice one.
I'm going to straighten it up one time then.
I could demonstrate it
bling.
next week.
We'll give it the bling. Stamp the bottom.
Okay, the items you saw on the table on the show tonight, those will stay up on the website.
For how long?
We're going to do it a week, but they might be a summer item, so they might be up longer.
What, those bowls?
Yeah, we're going to see.
Well, I will say if you guys are interested in getting them by the end of the week or whenever it may be, but sooner rather than later, I would place your orders tonight. I'm going to come in the morning. I'm going to fire up at 7:15, and maybe we'll wait till after lunch. Depends on how many we've sold. But one of the benches of 2 tomorrow is going to be focused solely on making these bowls for the gallery and the extra orders that we've sold here. So if you get your orders in today or very early next morning, we'll be able to get those made for you this week. There's that iridescent bling Oliver just gave me. It turned out amazing. I love the different size grains of color here, and I'm going to turn so you can see the inside
All right,
one time.
black cherry ice cream in there. That's a light pink with hunks of dark cherry and hot fudge in there. I don't think it gets any better.
Quiet on set for the dismount.
Roland, when you edit these, one of these days you're going to have to make like a truck sound
Someone
or
jumping off
something.
a horse.
Yeah, like some really big sound.
Oliver coming in hot with the stamp, beautifully placed. I'm gonna do the flipping ride. Pink on
Right
the
side,
inside.
number 4.
Going to the right side of number 4. Check out this fresh leaf.
I'll get it on the way back. Focus, focus.
Oh, that last one in there looks so good.
All right, show me the fresh leaf.
That was a marathon. We watched this leaf all week long uncurl itself out into a
Welcome.
brand new
I love that.
studio leaf. And look at this guy.
My Monstera at home just uncurled a new leaf, and I was super excited.
Oh,
So
satisfying.
happy.
Before you guys end it, I have one more thing to say.
All
There's
right.
a little bit of a delay on my screen, so I kind of go back and I click around after housekeeping, and I see myself.
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me why nobody in the studio or in comments has told me I still have golf tees in my hair?
I thought it was part of the look. I thought it was holding your hair together.
No, that's where I keep them when I'm golfing, so that I can just pop them in and keep going.
That's a
I
smart
looked at
move.
Jake and I was like, Bess has golf tees in her hair. Do you think
Nobody
she was golfing
told me.
recently?
We
I
were
didn't
like,
even see him.
nah.
I'm shorter than you, Bess. I can't see the top of your head.
That's fair. I don't blame you. Fantastic show tonight.
That was fun. That was super
Absolutely.
fun.
That was an absolute blast. Nice having a shorter show.
Yes, there are still bowls available, so if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and check out on the website if you're interested. Go ahead and snag one because those are beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah,
we put
really happy
6
with
up
them.
for each of them. Really fun to make. Super amazing. It's going to be 100 degrees here next week.
So we'd rather
And
make them tomorrow instead of next week.
Oliver,
hint, hint, hint.
Chris,
hint.
and Michelle are going to be gone next week. That means
Oh.
it's going to be me, Matt,
Miranda's
Bess,
filming.
and Miranda
Wow,
making her introduction
okay.
into the show on the camera. It's going to be rowdy. You guys
And
are gonna do
Miranda,
great.
she's going to be pretty low key, so
Not us.
No, not
don't
us.
be hassling
Never
her.
us.
Matt's
Nope.
going to be high key.
Yeah. We would love that, wouldn't we?
Perfect.
So it's just an amazing show. We appreciate you guys. Shouts out to the members. I know the graphic's been updated. Those guys have been working on it. Super cool. I think that maybe there's a social media challenge going out pretty soon in the next coming
Soon, but
week.
we'll keep you posted.
So
Yes.
keep an eye out for that. There's going to be
Yep.
an opportunity to win some free glass coming up soon.
Specifically Instagram, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yep. And that's just a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. All right.
See you next week.
Have a great night.
Later, everybody.